So I woke up today and I was like, I'm going to be more productive. But I've been awake for like 30 minutes and I'm already thinking a nap kind of sounds good. I hate myself. You know what I also hate? The fact that I just realized I put this damn series out of order. I am listening to the new Taylor Swift album and watching football at the same time. Yes, we exist. So I have a little over an hour before the Packers game starts, and I thought to spice up today's vlog, since it is December 13th, Miss Swift's birthday, I would do the Evermore book tag. Although I'm not just doing one, there's like two that I've seen going around, and I liked questions from both of them, so I've kind of combined them. Plus I think added a couple questions of my own, so it's like a remix, which Taylor Swift released today too. She released a remix of Willow, and normally I'm not a remix person, but oh, it slapped. So the two Evermore book tags that I have combined, I should move that mop. It just doesn't look good. One is a booktubers and it's Enchanted Reader, and the other is from a blogger and their blog is Star is All Booked Up. I will leave links to both of their tags in the description. So let's get started, shall we? Willow, a character you'd follow anywhere. There's a lot of answers I could have for this. I could talk about Gail Hawthorne, y'all know I love my mans. I could talk about Katniss, again, y'all know I love my girl. But a more recent character is Guinevere from the Guinevere Deception. This is the second book, The Camelot Betrayal. I love Guinevere so much. Like, she just wormed her way into my heart so easily. And there's definitely some decisions in front of her to make as this series goes forward. And while I have my preferences, I would follow her anywhere. Like whatever she ends up doing, I support her, I love her, I stan her. Second question, Champagne Problems, a book that caught you off guard. For this, I'm going with The Awakening by Kate Chopin. I read this for class back when I was in college. I'm not a big classics reader, and so this really took me off guard because I just ended up really loving it and really, I wouldn't say necessarily relating to it, like maybe in some ways, but not in the like, you know how this ends kind of way. But I don't know, I just never read a classic. I wouldn't say never, but like typically classics are not as, I don't know, readable and enjoyable, and just, I don't know, this one, I'm just like, yes, all the praise, and I didn't expect it, so it caught me off guard. Next question, Gold Rush, an anticipated release. Going back to the Guinevere Deception, the Camelot Rising trilogy as it's called. That is my most anticipated book for next year. The Excalibur Curse, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I don't know why I'm doing this. There's no cover yet. I have nothing to put there. It's the last book in the trilogy. I'm really nervous. I'm really excited. It doesn't come out until like November. Ugh. The wait is gonna be so hard. It's already so hard, and I'm so excited for it. Next song is 'Tis the Damn Season, and the question or the prompt for that is a holiday romance. I honestly haven't read a lot of holiday romances, but this year I did read In a Holidays by Christina Lauren, and while it's not my favorite book from them, I do think it's a really cute Christmassy holiday, whatever you wanna celebrate. It's a great book for this time of year. It was really cute, and I did really enjoy it. I gave it 4 stars. Like I did not like it. Next song is Tolerated, and for this I think I created my own question, and I was like basically just going off of the lyrics where it's like, I love should be celebrated but you tolerate it. And this made me think of Michael from The Beautiful and Celine, their kind of relationship, because it's definitely Celine and Bastian, and that's the superior ship. But Michael also really cares for Celine, and I don't know, I just think that kind of fits them, the song, from Michael's perspective. Obviously my love should be celebrated, but she tolerates it. And that's not me putting Celine down like in a bad way. I love that bad bitch. Next, Nobody No Crime, my favorite song on the album. A character that could get away with murder. I think a lot of the characters from the books that I read could get away with murder. I read a lot of fantasy, and that tends to be a theme. But the one that just fits this most of all for me is Jude from The Cruel Prince. I just love how she took her situation as a human in this fae world and put it upon herself to learn how to play the game and how to keep herself safe and murder if she needs to. And she's like so swift, no pun intended, and sneaky and clever and smart. She's just that bitch. Like if I need someone, if I need a hit girl, I would be talking to Jude. Happiness, a comfort read that like also makes you suffer. For this, I'm picking Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I literally reread this in November as a comfort read, but it also absolutely makes me suffer. I cry like a baby every time. It's like it's a good suffer, and it's all worth it in the end, and it's comforting, but it's also so painful. Dorothea, a nostalgic read. For this, I'm going with Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Again, there's a few choices I could make here, but there's something about Perks that just feels so nostalgic. Not only the book, but the movie as well. I remember It's Time by Imagine Dragons was in the Perks of Being a Wallflower trailer, and I feel like that might be how I discovered them. I can't remember, but like I just have a lot of like nostalgia attached to Perks of Being a Wallflower. Coney Island, a book that brings back memories. For this, I have to go with The Hunger Games because I just have so many memories attached to this book and this series. I read this for the first time my junior year of high school. I read it with friends that like we kind of became better friends because of this book. I became known as like that Hunger Games girl in school, and then all of the movie stuff and watching the premieres and going to the midnight showings, and just so many memories attached to this series, and they're the best. I wish I could like relive them. Ivy, a guilty pleasure book. I've tried to stop having guilty pleasures because I feel like we should just like what we like and not feel guilty about it, but I do still have like a little bit of guilt when I think about Twilight. Like, is this book problematic? Absolutely. Is the writing objectively good? Not really. Do I love it, and did I have the best time rereading it for the first time in like 12 years this year? Yes. I'll leave that video link down below. It was such a good time. So I realized as I'm editing that I completely skipped over Cowboy Like Me, which, like, yikes girl, I love that song. Anyway, the prompt for that song is a book you didn't expect to like. For this, I went with A Dangerous Fortune by Ken Follett. I think it was 2 years ago that I did this video where I read the books that were like on the New York Times bestsellers list, or I read like a couple of them the week of my birth. I'll leave that video link down below. It was a pretty fun one. And so I was born in 1994, and so I didn't really have high hopes. I remember most of the books I read for that video were not good, and so I didn't really have high expectations for this. I actually thought I would hate it and would have to just suffer through it, especially because it was like the longest out of the group that I read. And I truthfully, at this point, it's like I said, it's been a couple years, so I can't remember much of it, but I ended up giving this book like 4.5 stars. Like, I really fell in love with it. It had such complex, interesting characters. I've never gone back and read another Ken Follett book, even though I said I would check him out, so that's still something I need to do. But yeah, this, like, I don't know if it was like historical fiction, but like extra fiction. It was good. Like, I can't remember it, but I just remember being like so impressed. Long story short, a book under 300 pages. Get it? A short book. Long story short. For this, I have to go with Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. This is my favorite thriller of all time. My favorite Gillian Flynn book. It's just so good. It's just under 200 pages. It's like 250, and it's immaculate, and the adaptation with Amy Adams was immaculate. If you haven't read it or watched the show, highly recommend. Okay, Marjorie is another question that I made my own for, and I made it a book that made you sob, because if you watched my Evermore reaction vlog, you know that Marjorie made me sob multiple times. This is what was out for me. It is meant every grocery store receipt. You scrap of you be taken from me. Watched as you said your name, Marjorie. All your closets are back. I'm definitely a crier in books, so I have a lot of choices for this, but I think the one that most recently made me sob the most, Lightbringer by Claire Legrand, the last book in the Furyborn trilogy. This was excellent, and it hurt me so much. Again, I have a vlog for this, and I'm pretty sure I have myself crying in that vlog if you wanted proof. Closure, your favorite series conclusion. Series conclusions are very tricky for me because there just tends to always be like some part that I'm like, Like, I don't know if I've ever read a perfect series conclusion, but one that comes pretty close. And I can hear the people booing already, but I got what I want, so deal with it. Ruin and Rising by Lee Bardugo. It tore my heart out, and there's a certain aspect of it that I don't love, but overall it was incredible. And I mean, you can see all my lovely tabs. Finally, Evermore, a journey of self-discovery. And I'm sorry to sound like a broken record, but I have to go back to Red, White, and Royal Blue. I think Alex's self-discovery in this book, whether it be coming to terms with his bisexuality, coming to terms with what he wants in life for his future, it's done so freaking well, and it's part of what makes this book so great. There's so many moving parts, but Alex is just such a great character, and I think no matter what you're going through, if you're learning something new about yourself and trying to deal with it, I think you can relate to him. All right, that was the Evermore book tag, created by 2 different tags and some of my own questions. So the Evermore Hob Job book tag. Let me know some of your answers to these questions down below. I'm gonna go chill now until the Packer game. I'm sorry, but can we talk about how cute Vindy looks in her new sweater? Come on, I have to get you. I know you want. I promised her a pepperoni so she'd come in my room. You're so cute. Look at you, baby. Is that your favorite? Yes. Can you do a little twirl? Oh, you're so cute. I love you. No one should be this cute. Huh. Do you want to say anything to the vlog, birthday queen?
No, thank you for being here. Look, thank you for always...
Oh, every year, even though this is different.
Subscribe.
All right, y'all. Well, the Packers did end up winning their game. I'm sure you are on the edge of your seats wondering. And it means we are officially the NFC North champions once again. For those of you that don't watch football, you're like, oh, huh? But basically football is categorized into 2, I don't know what the term is, conferences. There we go, 2 different conferences, the AFC and the NFC. And then from there, each conference is broken down into divisions of 4 teams, and it basically goes into determining playoff situations and blah 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 blah. I'm not gonna start describing football for all of you, and then the views will just... But basically, we are the champions of our division. So, to the Vikings, to the Bears, to the Lions, better luck next year. Okay, you might be able to tell I'm sounding delusional because I'm editing this vlog much later than normal, and I'm getting sleepy, so it's time to say goodnight. But Advent calendar, day 13. It's right here. I found it so much faster than yesterday. Oh, I'm pretty sure that's a Christmas tree, right? Like, it's gotta be. Yes! I'll see you all tomorrow. Okay, bye.